It's the biggest question with this whole Iranian operation. What about the uranium? Even though the U.S. has struck Iran's nuclear facilities, the foreign minister revealing over the weekend the uranium underneath isn't quite gone.
They are there under the rubbles. You know, our nuclear facilities were attacked, and everything is under the rubbles. Of course, you know, there is the possibility to retreat them, but under the supervision of the agency. For the time being, we have no program, we have no plan to recover them from under the rubbles.
He can't even keep his lies straight. Let's bring in the former ambassador to the United Nations for President George W. Bush and CEO and founder of United Against Nuclear Iran, Mark Wallace. Mark, great to see you.
Good to see you, Brian.
All right, everyone's asking, what about the uranium? How do you secure it? Where is it? So let's take a look at some of the things we should know. Before the Operation Midnight Hammer, Iran was believed to have 60% of highly enriched uranium. If I wanted that just for energy, what percentage would I have that on?
3 to 5%.
So what are they doing at 60% while denying that they want a weapon?
Well, that's clearly the fact that this is a military program. And what we've complained about for years, there's no legitimate civilian use for 60% highly enriched uranium. And that overlooks that there's also 500 pounds of 20% enriched uranium as well.
Right. Okay. Now, when you have 60% uranium, how quick can you make it a weapons grade of 90 or 100%? What's the time?
Well, 60% is 90% to 90% there, which is almost at the goal line. We used to use football analogies.
Right.
They're on the 10-yard line with 60% about to score, but they need the centrifuge technology in order to enrich it the rest of the way. And I think we've done a good job at destroying those centrifuges.
And here's what made it really challenging for experts like you have told me, they can make their own centrifuges.
That's correct.
So they no longer, you can't track how many are spinning, how many are coming in, because they make their own. So you have 1 week breakout time. So for those of you who say this is spin for one administration or the next, 1 week breakout time, 60% uranium, even confirmed by the bad guys. Now let's take a look at the location. Isfahan, Fordo, and Natanz was actually told to us by the MEK that even existed. Tell me about the significance of these three.
So these are the main sites, but actually there are a lot of sites that aren't even on this map. And this is the entirety of the Iran nuclear program.
What did we hit?
We hit all three of these sites, and most of the enriched uranium is underneath Isfahan, under rubble, some under Natanz and some under Fordo.
Right.
And we see that it's there. And there's also a secret site at Natanz that is causing some concern in the NGO community.
If you have weaponized uranium, you either shoot it into space or you bury it, right?
You bury it or reprocess it.
Right. So it's been forcibly buried against their will. Is it safe to go into that area? Is it active?
Well, there's a lot of reporting that would say it would cost 1,000 special forces troops and heavy equipment to dig it out. That also means it's hard for Iran to get it out of the ground.
Right.
And look, we know when they move an inch in that area. And I think we have to remain vigilant. And it's about this regime. Right. This regime is always going to want a nuclear weapon.
And if you saw some of the satellite photos, they already put a roof underneath the site and they were starting to excavate it while making another one. Let's take a look at some satellite photos to get an idea of what it looks like today. So Isfahan before. There you go. That was before, after Midnight Hammer. Isfahan after. So what is your sense of what we see here?
Well, you had a combination of B-2 bombers dropping bunker busters and Tomahawk cruise missiles destroying the infrastructure on the top. So the uranium that was stored in canisters deep beneath the ground is not accessible to anyone right now.
Right. So over here, Natanz, this is Natanz before. This is Natanz after. For me, doesn't look that much different.
Well, that's because we hit air shafts, and the bunker busters went deep underground, destroying the caverns where these very sensitive centrifuges were stored and operated.
And I have a bigger question after we see the last satellite photo. Fordo before, Fordo after. This is?
That's a entrance storage facility, but look at the ground. You're seeing large concussive effects deep underground that destroyed the caverns under Fordo, where all of these centrifuges were stored. Now, there's some reports they might still be there, but even a power surge could knock these centrifuges offline.
If this conflict ends with it buried underneath the ground, what would we possibly, how could we feel secure?
I don't think we can ever feel secure as long as a regime is in place that wants a military use nuclear program.
But we could forbid them to go to these areas.
Yeah, I mean, look, if it's super hard for us to come in and secure that, it's super hard for them to come in and dig it out using excavators. We would know about it, and frankly, we'd strike them again.
It would be part possibly of a negotiated settlement that we're going to have to go in there with an international force, experts to dig it out.
Absolutely. At some point, the regime either has to change or it's going to be changed, as President Trump has said.
Wallace, thanks so much.
Thanks.
We need
Good
your
seeing